Greeism News! After a month of radio silence and 22 more Myriad videos, some idiot has briefly returned from her chronic sessions of touching grass. Whoa, it's me again, back from the dead to make another In Plain Sight 2 video, which, unironically, is quite fitting given Halloween is by our doorstep. Welcome back to the channel, where I'm bringing you the latest edition of Greeism News, a totally original news outlet aiming to provide the latest news of all things in plain sight. Let's go over some highlights in this edition of Greeism News. That's right, the Halloween event is back. Once again, brought to you by the lovely people at the Fallout Academy Association. However, it should be noted that the event this year is much smaller in scale in contrast to what we had for the Haunted Homecoming last year. After all, the development team is busy working on In Plain Sight 3, which I will discuss more about in length later this video. Let's get the important bits out of the way first. All Halloween event characters have made a return, with Scar and Plague Doctor becoming standard non-event thieves. Frightened and Ghost Pumpkins also make their return this year, albeit rewarding 750 cash instead of 1 scare each. Like last year, anomalous special missions are taken out of rotation, as normal rounds are once again spooky rounds, where anomalies will always spawn. Speaking of scares, you may remember that scares were a currency from the Haunted Homecoming event, and was used to buy Halloween event characters. In addition, there was also the Spooky Spectacle storefront that offered these characters last year too. Assuming you visited the lobby this update and noticed the absence of our beloved alien and devil friends, you're probably wondering how you can get the Halloween characters now. Unfortunately, scares are not a thing this year, given Haunted School did not make a return this year either. These characters can now only be purchased through the Thief and Camera shops respectively, and have a 10% chance of getting pulled under the Halloween rarity. And yes, this does mean that Scar and Plague Doctor does not fall under the 10% in question, as they are both non-event thieves, and the two respectively have a 2% and 18% chance of getting pulled instead. On the topic of characters, at least one. Before we look at character-specific changes, let's go over changes that affect every character. For both Thieves and Cameras, the cash multiplier is now shown to you on your bag's cash and when you down a thief respectively. Squad support for Thieves earned is now shown to you in blue whenever you receive this bonus. Speaking of which, Thieves now get quadruple the amount of squad support whenever they revive a fellow thief. The base reward for reviving someone has also been increased to 350 cash, under the assumption their bag is empty or only has dirty cash. With that out of the way, let's do this. Executive's meeting ability has been reworked, which now gives Thieves and himself a permanent 2% cash multiplier, which can be stacked up to 14% alongside cash for attending meetings. Meeting benefits are reduced should multiple meetings be hosted near each other by up to 50%, so spreading out these meetings with multiple executives is encouraged. Executive's ability cooldown is also reduced by 20 seconds, and can be used every 50 seconds instead of 70. Scavenger's item value multiplier has been increased by 50%, with the multiplier now checking in on item index as well. I recommend checking out my energy cells video to learn more about item index, by the way. Alduck has received a slight mobility nerf, and as compensation, his money multiplier was increased by 2%. And he is now 50% more handsome. Godfather's money multiplier was increased by 5%, at the cost of having 18 weight capacity and 5 less jump power. Santa now has 5 hearts and gets 6 weight capacity per ability use. Scar is now an outlawed thief, and his active ability generally lasts longer. Tony can now pick up and drop items of his one last rep ability much faster. Dawnstar's cooldown was adjusted, with the second burrow being placeable after 5 seconds, with subsequent burrows waiting 20 seconds between ability uses. All cows, walk speed, and hearts were reduced by 1 each. Payday and King Midas now have 3 hearts each. Shareholder's ability cooldown was reduced by 10 seconds, with his insider trading ability now being usable every 50 seconds instead of 60. Dib's role as a support thief is more effective, by removing 2 more weight from each thief per ability use as compensation for taking 150 cash each. Upon revival, Achilles now gets all hearts back, improving survivability and getting rid of the one-shot death Achilles is prone to. Crystal Flame now deposits 15% slower. And finally, Celebi's walk speed was increased by 1. Now, in regards to cameras, Incinerator and Exterminator's abilities were updated, with various changes made to the timings to various aspects of their abilities respectively. Additionally, their hitboxes were more clarified as force field parts. Finally, a 25% faster reloading passive was given to Chain Gun. Yep, that should do it for character changes. Let's now talk about In Plain Sight 3's develop. Hold on, my phone's ringing. I gotta take this. Hello? Yeah, just finished reading the script for the section. Why? Pablo? Not sure who that is, bye. Many things have been done behind the scenes and shown ever since I shared the In Plain Sight 3 sneak peeks that revealed up to April. Progress is happening, with more sneak peeks being dropped through the months leading up to this video's creation. Most sneak peeks had hints of lore incorporated into the In Plain Sight universe, which are usually in the form of conversations of various communication methods. During the Sprint Plush campaign, a new In Plain Sight 3 sneak peek was dropped for every 25 sales up to 200 plushes. Thanks to everyone's efforts, 9 sneak peeks revealing In Plain Sight 3 content were dropped during the Plush campaign. At 200 sales, Roxy officially confirmed Complex's return to In Plain Sight 3. Though, will people find it quite simple? We shall see. By the end of August, In Plain Sight 3's Under the Hood development progress have hit some big milestones. Almost all round-based features are done. Essentially, think of something like supply runs as a round feature, for example. Map loading and their features are also now fully working too. Various aspects are both old and new, and is essential to the continued development of In Plain Sight 3's functionality completed over the summer. Going into September, new item models for In Plain Sight 3 were revealed, showing an increase in quality and optimization, as well as a development update revealing that a small set of maps have entered the late stages of development. And now, ending off with the most recent sneak peek dropped at the start of October, a video sneak peek showing off a new room was posted. Here's the sneak peek video in question. And with that out of the way, those are all the In Plain Sight 3 sneak peeks to date. At this point, it's no surprise now that I've been helping out with a lot of the development for In Plain Sight 3. I can't hide that fact now anyway. This is a major reason as to why I've been in the shadows in terms of Roblox content, as my primary goals on the Roblox platform nowadays is game development. As of recent, I hardly play Roblox in general anyway. It's either me working on my own game, Fairy River Railway, or on various assets for the In Plain Sight franchise. Although, rest assured that it's worth the wait. As someone who's helped out with the creation of various assets for the upcoming content for this installment, I can't wait for everyone to check out what we've been working on. For the time being, that concludes today's video. Take care, and see you next time. So you want to be a thief, eh?